So today we're going to be discussing about how we can create a portfolio as a freelancer that gets you hired. So even if you're a beginner, kahit wala ka pang clients, good to for you. Okay, so but before anything else, we have a group page pala, and we also have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. We'll drop the links in the chat, so please follow us. We're just starting to build our content. Okay, so for today's agenda, we're going to be talking about pricing strategies. So how should you price your services? How will you get paid as a freelancer? How to optimize your profile? How to create your own personal brand? And how can you get started with pro bono or internships? Okay, so house rules. We will be providing the presentation to everybody inside our Google Classroom. The Google Classroom link is in the chat. So if you are not a member yet, then you can easily join. So please drop your comments in the chat when prompted to do so. Drop your questions at the end of the session, take down notes, and don't forget to give us feedback because it would mean a lot. And also, please don't interrupt when someone is speaking. Please keep your audio muted, and please try to focus and give your full attention as much as possible. Okay, so if you stay through to the end, you're going to get access to our free portfolio template. So it's only available for those who stick through to the end. Go, and also please whitelist our email. So some of you may not be getting our emails. So if you check your inbox for emails from the Freelancer virtual assistants and it happens to be in your promotions or in your social tab, just drag it to primary so you'll always receive our emails. Okay, so now let's go. So how will clients pay you? All right, so if you are a beginner VA and you don't have an account yet from any of these platforms, you have to start creating one on each of these. And I say this because a lot of clients, a lot of them use PayPal and they're familiar with it, but some may prefer Wise and Payoneer. So you don't want to be in the situation na tatanungin ka ni client, oh, I only pay through Wise. Do you have a Wise account? Tapos sasabihin mo, I don't. Diba? Parang it's good to have an account in each of these. So I recommend Wise, Payoneer, PayPal, and Remitly. So Remitly, it's not really an invoicing platform. Like you can't send invoices through it, but it's a way for OFWs to send payment to people in the Philippines, and it will land straight in your bank account. Compared to Wise, Payoneer, and PayPal, where kailangan mo pa withdraw from the platform yung payment. So, kung gusto mo rekta na sa bank account mo, ask your client to sign up for a Remitly account para you don't have to deal with the fees. Well, there is a fee pero maliit lang, but you don't have to deal with a big fee and also transfer fees. So, yon. For me, I use most of the time PayPal, and although I know medyo malaki yung fee niya, it's just so convenient kasi I can easily send an invoice to my client from PayPal. But you can only do this if you have PayPal Business. So when you're going to sign up for a PayPal account, make sure it's a PayPal Business account. Okay, and I have a full video explaining the differences between each. I uploaded it on our YouTube channel, so I'll drop that link in our Google Classroom so you can check it out. And also, we're still selling our Ultimate Freelancers Kit for $7.99 for those who haven't gotten it yet. If you want to start right away and you want to reach out to clients, super useful nito kasi you already know what to say. You already know what content to post. It's all here. So you just plug and play it. So if you're interested, just go to bit.ly Vert Freelancer Kit 1. Okay, and then you're going to get all of these Instagram outreach scripts, LinkedIn outreach scripts, all of this good stuff. Okay, so now let's go into pricing. So a lot of people, when they start their VA journey, they don't know how to price their services. So ang gagawin nila, they're going to look at what others are pricing. And this is okay, but it helps if you already know yourself what you want. So drop in the chat how much is your goal to earn every month. It could be as big as $10,000. Just drop it in the chat to see, so I can see what your goal is. What is your goal to earn every month in the chat? Between 20 to 40K, okay? Anyone else? Because I'm a very big believer in manifestation. So parang if you say it out loud, it's more possible for you to get it. Okay, so 30K, 30 to 40, 20 to 40. Okay, very good. 25 to 45. Okay. All right. So there are two ways to approach this. When you become a VA, you either treat it like employment or you treat it like a business. So if you treat it like employment, you're going to be at the mercy of the client's rate or what they can afford. But if you treat it like a business, parang Hermes ka, nagbebenta ka ng bags, 'di ba? Your bag is no different from, let's say, yung mga local bags ng Pilipinas, yung mga Secosana. It's not any much different if they're both using leather. However, kasi Hermes ka, business ka, ikaw nagdidictate ng price mo, tapos sumusunod yung mga customers. In the same way, you have to, if you want to earn big as a VA, you have to treat it like a business and not like employment. Kasi sa employment, the difference is you are applying for a job. If you are a business, you are talking to clients, seeing who you want to work with. So meron kang power of choice. Na okay, tatanggapin ko to kasi gusto ko yung rate, kasi I like working, I want to work with this person and accepted niya yung rate ko. So ako personally, I want to show you not just how to treat it like employment, but to treat it like a business. Para mas may power ka, mas may upper hand ka, para kung gusto mo ng 6 figures, kayang-kaya mo siyang gawin kasi you're treating it like a business. And you move differently if you're treating it like a business. Because if you treat it like employment, hindi ka mag-ready, hindi ka mag-outreach, diba? Mag-apply ka lang. So it's two different things. Although there's nothing wrong with it if you want to treat it like employment, but if you want to make big money doing this, you have to start treating it like a business. So I'll explain more about this. So let's talk about your mindset. So your pricing strategies will depend on your confidence, the value you bring, and your experience. So naturally, if you've served a few more clients, you can definitely charge more kasi meron ka ng case studies. And also your confidence kasi you know that something you've done is working. And of course, the value you bring is your client saving time, is your client saving money. So your pricing strategies will depend on these. Now, the way you price tells people how to treat you. Based on my experience, the ones who pay the most are the ones who have less work to give. So keep that in mind. The ones who pay the most are the ones who have less work to give. Because they are looking at you as a partner. Diba? They're working with you and you are not working for them. Diba? There's a difference. So if you're pricing a bit higher, it will impact who you attract, how much you work, and the sustainability of your business. So let's say that you are getting per client, you're making 10,000 pesos per client. With your expenses and with your current lifestyle, if you keep charging at that rate, you cannot sustain your business. You're going to be overworked, underpaid, right? So you have to strike a balance between the two. So here's one thing that I don't want you to think, although a lot of people think this. I don't want to charge too much and lose clients. I'm just starting out, so maybe I should offer cheap rates to get my foot in the door. So if you're thinking like this, you're always going to be charging less than you are worth. Okay, and I want you to charge value-based, not just what you feel is comfortable. So let's talk about the most common pricing models for freelancers and see which ones you're going to be comfortable pricing your services. First is hourly rates. So maybe some of you, you're not comfortable with treating your VA service as a business. You're comfortable with applying, tapos titingnan mo kung makakuha ka o hindi. Hourly rates may be what the client will offer to you. So this is good because it feels safe and it's easy to calculate. So if you have a service and you're charging $20 per hour and you're working 5 hours a day, you already know how you can calculate your hourly rate. The bad thing is it can limit your income potential. So you can make so much more, but because you're charging by hour, you're going to make less. So for example, when I was starting out, I didn't know anything. I was doing hourly rate, and then in 1 hour, my client was expecting me to write 30 emails. So pag kinakalculate ko yun, parang 30 emails, ang gagawin ko sa isang oras, tapos ang bayad lang sa akin at the time when I was starting, ang bayad lang sa akin was $15. It felt, alam mo yun, hindi, feeling ko parang lugi ako. Parang ang dami ng emails na kailangan kong isulat. 30 emails. Wala pa tong AI nito Tapos, ang makukuha ko lang 15. It doesn't make sense. So, yun, it can limit your income potential. Also, there are some clients pala, if you're doing hourly rates, some of them, they will ask you, what did you do in that hour? And they're going to be very nitpicky with gaano katagal it takes you to do something. And some of them, parang sasabihin nila, I asked you to do 2 emails and it took you like 2 hours, like 3 hours to do. Bakit? Alam mo yun? There's going to be a lot of questions. So for me, this is something that I don't like. I don't like hourly rates. But if you're comfortable doing this, then by all means. Next is project-based pricing. Ito mas comfortable ako dito. This is you charge for the whole job regardless of how long it takes. So for me, for example, I do social media management. I charge per client 1,000 to 1,500 every month per client. Project-based pricing. So, kahit na 12 posts lang yan, basta makakuha, and it takes me just 1 day to do, basta makakuha ko siya at the end of the month na $1,500, okay na yon, diba? Even if it just takes me like 3 days to work on. So, project-based pricing. So, this is good for you if you're a very fast worker. So, it rewards efficiency and skill, but it also requires you to be very clear about the scope, deliverables, and expectations. So just a note, if you're going to do project-based pricing, kung magpapadala ka ng proposal, you have to be clear about, kunwari, kung social media manager ka, ilang posts ang gagawin mo, let's say 12. And the deliverables, 12 posts, 2 videos doon, 3 carousel, 3 ganyan, 3 quotes lang, and expectations. So, gaano katagal bago mo siya ma-deliver. So, you'll deliver it within 2 weeks, within 1 week, whatever. So, you just have to be very clear in your proposal. Next is retainer. So, I really, really like this because this is where the money comes in when you have retainer projects. So, the client pays you a fixed monthly fee for a set amount of work. So this is good because you have stable, predictable income. But the thing is, you need long-term trust and a clear agreement. So retainers are good for those who medyo matagal mo nakilala yung client, medyo trustworthy ka na, trustworthy na rin siya. So you can have a long-term relationship with each other. So this is where I made the most of my money through retainers because sometimes when you send proposals, you can set the rules if you're treating your VA service as a business. You can say, for you to avail of my service, dapat 3 months or 6 months minimum tayo. If the client says yes, then predictable na yung income mo for those 3 to 6 months. 'Di ba? As compared to hourly. Pag hourly, hindi ka pwede mag-dictate ng ganong klaseng rules. Pero pag retainer, pag project-based, pwede. Next is value-based pricing. So you price based on the outcome or value of what you do, not the time it takes you to do it. So I'll give you an example of how I've seen this happen. So I know this VA, ang ginagawa niya, gumagawa siya ng emails for e-commerce stores. And if you were there for my last session, e-commerce stores, they make a lot of money. And like in 1 day, they could make $100,000, $200,000. Yung girl na kilala ko na VA, she made a proposal for the client, like gagawan kita ng mga emails. I'll make you emails for Black Friday, for Christmas, for all these major shopping events. Sabi niya, I want 5% of what you make. Because she said, I want 5% of what you make. At the end of Black Friday, the client made 500,000 or whatever. This VA, her client sent her 2.5 million pesos to her bank account. Kasi 5%, di ba? So nag-charge siya ng mas maliit na fee, tapos humingi siya ng 5% of the profit. She was able to get it. And this is value-based pricing. So I also have another client, ang trabaho niya is she works with US agencies that give grants. So grants is like, para siyang, what a pork barrel, parang ganon, kung i-ano mo siya sa Pilipinas. So certain government agencies, they're going to give grants to, kunwari, non-profits, yung mga organization for orphans or whatever. However, to get these grants, kasi it's a lot of money, you have to create a very good proposal para matanggap ka at makakuha ka ng grant. Okay? Yung client ko, ang trabaho niya, she's a consultant. She does value-based pricing. So she creates the proposal to send to the government agency para yung isang organization for orphans gets money. Ang charge niya dito sa proposal na to is $20,000. That's 1 million pesos kung i-calculate mo siya. So even if it takes her 2 hours to do, yun yung price niya, $20,000. And you might think it's a lot, pero because she believes in the value of her proposal, ang daming kumakagat. As in, so she has a big team. Kasama na ako doon. We are like, I think 10 people. Imagine, she makes enough money to pay all of us because she does value-based pricing. So you can also think about your service that way, depending on what it is that you offer. Just make sure also that it makes sense. So this is good because this is the most profitable model long-term, but it takes experience and client education. So for example, dun sa client ko na consultant, di ba gumagawa siya ng proposals and then she charges $20,000. You have to explain to your clients na hindi guaranteed yung proposal na to na makakakuha ka ng grant. So there's no guarantee. So you'd have to explain to your client. And also, it's your client's choice whether to go with it or not. But if you have a track record na nakakakuha ka ng mga ganyan, your clients will trust you and will believe in your value-based pricing. So how do you pick the best model? Okay, so this will depend on what you do. So naturally, kung yung service mo medyo rare siya, hindi siya common among a lot of people, you can definitely pick value-based or project. Next is how you work. So, do you have good service? Do you communicate properly with your client? Are you able to deliver kahit short lang yung time frame? Next is your financial goals. This is very important. Okay? Because a lot of people, when they're starting their VA journey, ang nasa mindset nila, kahit sino na lang, basta't mabayaran ako. 'Di ba? Pero, ang ending is, overwork ka, underpaid, and hindi mo pa na-reach yung financial goals mo. So, it's very important to also be very clear, how much do you want to make in a month? And this will change depending on your needs. For example, ako before, ang gusto ko lang kahit extra 50K. Tapos, when you get the first 50K, gusto mo na next, 100. After 100, you want 150. After 150, you want 200, 300, ganyan. Because the more money you make, the more you're going to realize how little 20, 50, 100 is. Kasi also your needs will expand. So how do you decide your rate? So it will depend on your skills and experience. So like I said in my first session, start with what you already know. Or start with what you're already comfortable with. So, kung matagal ka sa call center, then maybe you can take a VA customer support job or a customer support project. Next is your industry and your location and your clients. So, naturally, if your client lives in the Philippines, medyo mag-expect ka na mababa yung rate. Ako, when I was starting out, I tried to work with local clients. And oh my God, parang sobrang hassle maningil. Like, sobrang simple graphic lang siya. I just wanted to build my portfolio at the time. So I said, 2,000. Oh my God. Dahil I really wanted to build my portfolio. So wala akong portfolio eh. Pumayag na ako sa 500. Tapos ang ending, nakuha niya yung project, tapos hindi niya naman ako binayaran. 'Di ba? And this business na local, may mga branches siya in SM North and all that. So I'm like, what? 500 na nga lang, ayaw pa. But anyway, you learn from your mistakes. So my suggestion for you is, if you want to really hit your financial goals, either look for a local client who can pay or just look for foreign clients. Kasi foreign clients, they're more scared. Like, siguro sa experience ko, na scam lang ako maybe twice by foreign clients. And also, my fault din kasi hindi naman din ako nag-follow up. Pero yun, like, they're more likely to pay kasi they have a business and ayaw din nila na mag-iwan ka ng negative review, etc. So next is the scope of the project. So I had a project before na ang daming kailangan na gawin. That will take me 1 week to do or 2 weeks to do, but I was able to charge 500,000 for that project. So if the project that you're doing is a lot, for example, you're going to build your client's entire funnel. You have to do the emails, the website, the social media for 1 month, all of that. You're going to make a lot of money because of the scope. Once you get your feet wet in the VA industry, ang dami mo nang matututunan. Like, mag-umpisa ka sa design or mag-umpisa ka sa writing. Next, you will easily learn how to design. You will easily learn how to make a website. It's really fascinating na dati hindi ko alam to. Tapos ngayon alam ko na kung paano gawin just by observing. So next is the turnaround time. So if my client wanted a project, yung big project na yon, I did that actually for 1 week kasi I outsourced some work to my sister. We were able to accomplish that in 1 week and we got 500,000 for that. So the turnaround times, I was able to charge more because she needed it in less than a month. All of this will impact how much you price. Next is your expenses and income goals. So, like I said earlier, if you have a big dream to make a lot of money and you want to work less but make more, you have to charge higher. Okay, so let's do some math. All right? You want to make $3,000 per month as a freelancer. So that means that's around 150,000 pesos. Okay? Sobrang goods na yon. That would mean you're going to work roughly 20 hours a week and 80 hours a month. So if you're going to do the hourly base rate, you divide 3,000 by 80, that's $37.50 per hour. So that might be too much for one client, but if you split that between 2 clients, you should be getting at least 1,500 per client if each pays you 40 hours a month. So kayang-kaya mo siya at the rate of just 2 clients. So that's how you should work. Like, don't think about how much money should you make first and then calculate mo how much you're going to have at the end. No. You calculate first how much you want. Then you strategize paano mo siya gagawin. So I have this client, business coach. So she always explains na she's able to hit her profit goals of $100,000 every month. So that means 5 million pesos every month. So she says, how you earn 5 million is you have to work backwards. You want 5 million, you have to decide, how many clients should I have? How much is the price point? And how much work are you capable of doing? So for her, nagbebenta siya ng course. So kung 100,000 ang goal niya, she has to sell a couple of units at $500. If she wants less students pero more money, she has to price her course at $1,000. So that's how you work. You have to start with what you want, then strategize along the way how you can achieve that. So you can also I always ask ChatGPT to make me a business plan. Like I always say, gusto kong kumita ng ganito kalaking pera, pero ito yung service na ino-offer ko, mag-calculate ka nga ilang client ang kailangan ko para ma-achieve ko tong goal na to. And then you will see a breakdown of different price rates and different price points. Okay, so it may seem like a lot, but you also need to factor in your taxes. Kasi, syempre, if you're a freelancer, you're going to have to handle this on your own. Next is your sick days. Typically, if you're a freelancer, wala naman pakialam yung client mo sa sick days mo kung may mga araw na you have to take a day off. Next is your downtime. You want to take a vacation. Your equipment. Syempre, you're spending for electricity, internet, your marketing. How many hours are you spending marketing your service and doing client outreach? revisions, how many hours are you spending on revisions? Then client acquisition time, how long does it take for you to get one client and another one? So all of these, when you factor it all in, and then you look at how much you're going to make per hour, it's really not much, diba? So next, questions to ask yourself. What do I bring that others don't? How much impact does my work have on a client's business? Am I solving a cheap task or a high-value problem? So somebody said, I forgot the business owner who said that. Sabi niya, the bigger the problem you solve, the more money you'll make. So if you're offering something that not a lot of people are offering, you're going to make more money. And also the quality din of your work. Diba, what do I bring that others don't? Maybe kunwari kung graphic designer ka, pero mas magaling ka mag-design kaysa sa iba. Diba, your client will be willing to pay. Bottom line is, no matter what the market says, no matter what others charge, because a lot of you are going to be comparing notes with other VAs, you have to price what feels good to you. So if pricing $1,000 feels good to you, then price it. If pricing $200 does not feel good, don't. Yun lang yun. You have to think about this. You have to charge a rate na you won't resent when you're working late. This is very important. So remember, I had a project that was like 500,000 pesos. Kahit na ngarag kami for like 1 to 2 weeks, okay lang kasi wow, 500,000, diba? How many jobs can you have na you're going to make that much in such a short period of time? Diba? So you have to charge a rate that hindi mo pagsisisihan kahit na, you're not getting any sleep. Next is a number that makes you feel excited and confident when you send the invoice. So this is very important because we have to be happy with our work. We don't just do this just because, diba? And even sometimes if you do it for the money, there will come a time na hindi ka na masaya. So it's very important na you charge what will make you happy. And then also an amount that makes you feel respected, not just busy. Along your journey, you're going to meet a lot of clients who will say, I can't afford that, it's too expensive, etc., etc. Simple lang sagot niyan. Look for someone else. Okay? This is why I'm telling you to treat your VA business like a business. Don't treat it like an employment. Because if you treat it like an employment, your clients will be the one to tell you kung anong budget nila. Kung if you treat it like a business, your client is now going to be the one to think, meron ba akong budget or kaya ko bang gawa ng paraan para mabayaran ko siya? Diba? And there's a big difference between the two. So if you're constantly overworked, underpaid, and secretly annoyed at your client, it's never going to be sustainable. Okay, so now let's talk about this. Let's say you're starting out, you're not charging high enough, diba? You want 50,000 pesos, pero nakukuha mo lang maybe 25. So when should you raise your rates? So you're booked out or you have a wait list. So kapag madami kang in-outreach na tao, tapos hindi mo lahat ma-accommodate within the same period of time, you can start raising your rates para you can work with few clients and still make the money that you want. Next is you're getting more referrals than you can handle. So if you're getting more referrals than you can handle, try charging more so you don't have to work so much. Next is you've upskilled or added more services. So let's say that you're going to take a course on how to be a social media manager. To take that course, magbabayad ka ng 10,000 pesos. So, syempre, gusto mo mag-ROI. So, maghahanap ka ngayon ng work where you can easily, or a project where you can easily gain back the 10,000 that you spent on the course. So this is one of the ways that I was able to also make the money that I wanted. I also invested in little mentorship programs para kahit na alam ko na yung tinuturo nila, para lang sipagin ako kasi iniisip ko palagi, okay, nag-invest ako ng 10,000, I have to get that back. And 99.9% of the time, I always get it back. Kasi nga, mas iba yung sipag pag nagbayad ka. Next is you're resentful of your workloads. If you don't like your work, but the money makes you happy, then charge more. You're consistently delivering high impact results. So remember, like the VA I was telling you about who made 2.5 million from just sending emails, she can charge more. So let's say she charged very low and then she got 5% for the sales. She can now charge $1,000, still make 5%. So ganun siya. So if you're making your client more money, you can start charging more. But remember this, start small if you need to. If you're not comfortable charging high, okay lang. Basta you just start. Okay, start charging, but at a price naman that feels comfortable for you. But don't wait for permission to start charging kasi you're not an employee, you are a business. So how do you communicate your rate effectively? You have to own it. So you want to charge $1,000 per client, stop saying this. I charge $5 an hour, but I'm flexible. So sinasabi to ng mga tao na gusto na yung trabaho at desperado na sila. The moment you say, but I'm flexible, your client is going to now negotiate your rate to $3. So don't do this. Don't ever give this, but I'm flexible. Next, don't say this also. My rate is $500, but let me know if that's too much. So again, this is what people say when alam nila na baka mawalan sila ng client kapag hindi sila nagbigay ng mababang rate, or alam din nila na wala din perang pambayad si client. So say this instead. Okay, you have to be confident when you're pricing. My rate for this scope of work is $500. I'd be happy to get started this week if you'd like to move forward. Diba? Very confident. So the right clients won't just accept your rates, they'll respect them. But what if you really want to work with a client, pero hanggang ano lang yung budget niya, 500, tapos para sa'yo, okay na yun. 'Di ba? Like, mababayaran ko na yung mga bills ko sa 500 na yon. You can do that. I'll go into that later pala. So when is discounting okay? Discounting is okay when you might want to support a non-profit. So, non-profit sa US, ito yung mga tipong bantay bata sa US, yung mga ganong klaseng organization. So they don't make a profit, but they have a good cause. So you can start supporting those non-profits. You can work for free. Tapos, in exchange, they will give you a testimonial or they will refer you to other people in their network. So this is one of the best ways to get clients actually. You start working for free for like maybe a week, and then you ask for a referral or you ask for a testimonial. You want to work with a dream brand. So let's say you want to work with Unilever, pero ang kaya lang ni Unilever is 20,000 pesos. So para sa'yo, wala. Gusto mo talaga na may logo ka ng Unilever sa website mo or sa portfolio mo. So you may want to discount. Next is you want to fill a slow season. So let's say wala ka na talagang makuhang clients this month, diba? No matter how hard you try. So you can start discounting if you just want to fill in your months na wala kang ginagawa masyado. But always discount with intention and not desperation. So instead of lowering your rate, you can instead opt to lower the scope. So what does this mean? So let's say your rate for social media management is $1,000. Sabi ni client, I can only afford 700. So now you have to think, I usually charge 800 for a full website, but for 500, I can do a one-page site with minimal revisions. So let's say social media management sa $1,000, it is 30 posts a month. Kapag sinabi ni client, 700 lang ang budget niya, eh di bawasan mo na lang yung 30 posts to 20. Diba? So that's what you do. That's how you respond to a client who's trying to negotiate your rate. Tapos ikaw, iniisip mo, okay, sayang naman. Sige, let's go. Bawasan mo na lang yung revision, yung yung scope ng work. So you'll encounter clients who will try to haggle, ghost you after asking for a quote, or say things like, I know someone who can do it for cheaper. This should only take 10 minutes. So these are red flags. You don't want to work with people who do this, who say this, na, 1,000 pala binabaya ang gusto mo. Sige, kuha na lang ako ng tao from the US. Diba? There are people who are like that. Like, they will take it against you. So, wala. Sabihin mo na lang, okay, I respect your decision, but my rate still stands. Diba? So, when you know your value, you'll have the confidence to walk away. A good client values your time, your talent, and your terms. So always remember, we have to be happy with our work. Diba? You're not gonna be happy with your work if you have a client you don't like. As in, ang bilis mo mag-resign. Or ang bilis mo mag-give up. So, try to find good clients who value your time, your talent, and your terms. Kung ayaw nila, edi wag, di ba? So, like a business, you are a business, not everybody who goes into your shop will buy something. Yung iba dyan, nag-window shop. Yung iba dyan, wala lang, di ba, pumasok or maliit lang yung bibilin. So, you can't offer your service for everyone, and that's okay. So the bottom line is you don't need 10 clients. You just need a few good ones who respect your time and are willing to pay for the results that you bring. So for me, before, I was at 8 clients, and I thought that was a lot. I felt na I was overworked. I was making a lot of money, pero now nagdwindle, kasi nagdwindle na rin yung needs ko. Wala na akong masyadong babayaran. Nag-lessen na ako ng mga clients. So now I'm only serving 3. So for me, okay pa naman yung money. So alam mo yon, I don't necessarily have to always look for a new one. Maybe I can add like 1 more or 2 more. So always think also about that. You don't need to find a client all the time. Just make sure that the ones you have will pay you well. And once you know your goals and hours, it becomes easier to say, this is my rate, this is the time I have, this is the package I offer. But also remember that your rate today is not your forever rate. So let's say ngayon you're just starting out, ang kaya mo lang i-charge or ang confident ka lang is $10 per hour or $15 per hour. Consider changing your rate after every 3 to 6 months. Diba? You can always change it. Raise your rates when your business is growing, your clients are happy, because when you have more happy clients, you can have more testimonials. When you have more testimonials, more clients are going to come to you. Okay? And then you can definitely raise your rate. So for example, for me, yung rates ko 3 years ago with my old clients, I still retain them. Pero kapag may referral sila and I do the same thing, the same service, nag-charge na ako ng higher. Because I know may happy client naman ako to back me up. Your work is in demand. So let's say a lot of people these days, they need social media managers. So you can raise your rates when you know a lot of people are looking for them. You're living the life you want. Okay, so if you live the life you want, you're going to need more stuff. You're going to need more things, more travel, more lujo. So you can start raising your rates. Now that we're done with the pricing part. So it's the next thing you have to do is you just have to decide how much you want to make every month. For me, start with kung ano yung kaya mo. If it's 50,000, go with 50,000. If it's 100, go with 100. And then you work backwards. How many do you need to earn that much? Okay. So next, let's talk about optimizing our profile. So this is important because you want to be found by your ideal clients. And you won't be found easily if you're not optimizing your profile. So step 1, you create a new Instagram profile or a LinkedIn profile. Baka meron kang Instagram page na all you post about is your dogs and your family. Try to create another one that's more professional, that's in line with what you are serving, with what you are doing. You also create a new Facebook page and a Facebook profile. So, iba yung Facebook page, iba rin yung Facebook profile. Facebook profile kasi, ito yung parang personal profile mo, pero dun sa personal profile mo, na professional profile mo, ang ina-add mo lang doon, hindi mga family or friends mo, ang ina-add mo lang doon is yung mga target clients mo. And I'll explain why in the 3rd session kung bakit mo kailangan to gawin. Next is you optimize it by changing your about me and your header. So, for example, I have my own Instagram profile, but I also have my business profile. So, business profile ko sa Instagram, because that's where I get some of my clients, I put my name and what I do sa name ko mismo, sa name section mismo. Para if you go to Instagram and you type social media manager, tapos you go to accounts, makikita mo yung mga tao na in-optimize nila yung profile nila as a social media manager. Okay, so it's easier for you to be found. Next is, what do you do? So sa first session natin, we talked about this chat GPT prompt about who you help and what you help them with. So for me, it's helping coaches and consultants gain more visibility and clients through social media content creation, social media management, and copywriting. So you have to say in your about me who you help and how you help. So that whoever comes to your page, kunwari, ang sinaserve mo lang coaches and consultants. Pero ang nakapunta sa page mo is an e-commerce store owner. Alam na nila na, okay, this is not the VA for me. Okay? So this is very important. This is actually one of the ways I got my first few clients. I optimized my profile, and ngayon you see there's 3,000 followers. But before, when I was starting, I only had 80. How can you market your service as a social media manager kung 80 lang followers mo? But I was able to get a client kahit 80 lang followers ko kasi na-optimize yung profile ko. Okay, so it's really not about the numbers or how many followers you have. It's who really wants to work with you. Okay, and then also I created my own Facebook profile. So sa Facebook profile ko, I have 221 friends. This is mostly my target clients and also other freelancers who you are going to meet along the way. You can chat each other up, tapos sabihin mo sa kanya, uy, may post ako, pwedeng pa-like. Or siya naman din, kapag may post din siya, ila-like niya rin. So this is also one of the ways that you can get clients. And I'll explain this maybe in our third session now. Okay, so now let's go to how we can create our portfolio. So let's say wala kang clients, you don't even have work to show. So what do you show, diba? So think about these things first. A good portfolio should contain these key details: who you are and what do you do, how will people contact you, and samples of your work. Okay? So who you are and what do you do? So in our first session, we already talked about that. Like, I help doctors gain more visibility or whatever through social media management, ganyan-ganyan. How will people contact you? So for people to contact you, the first thing you have to do is you create a Calendly account. So this is free to use. This is free to have. So if you give this to a client or a prospective client, they can easily click this. So easily click on a date, tapos mag-book sila ng call, tapos makakuha ka na ng alert sa email mo na such and such person booked a call with you at this time. So, tapos you meet that person at that link. So I'm not going to explain how to set this up na kasi I already uploaded a video about it in our YouTube channel. So if you're going to get the slides to this, you just click this and it'll take you straight to our YouTube channel. So what I will demo for you today is how to actually create a portfolio kahit wala ka pang experience. So if you stay to the end, you're going to get this one. It's a template. So dito sa template na to, let's make it a little bit bigger. You can edit this. If you need to sign up for a Canva account if you don't already have one. So let's say your name is Martha Stewart. Okay, tapos kuha ka na ng photo mo dyan, tapos ilalagay mo lang dyan. So how you do that is, for example, Asian girl with laptop. Let's say ikaw to. You just drag the photo over there. And then, go here, and put it there. Okay. Tapos, brief description of what you do. So I already added here in the template a chat GPT prompt para meron kang mailalagay dito. So let's try that. So, okay. So the chat bot I am creating a description of my virtual assistant services on my website. Create a general 2-sentence description for I help blank, let's say doctors, with your service. So let's say blog writer. So that they can, so bakit ka ba nagsusulat ng blogs? Kasi when you have more content, you're going to have more visits to your site. If you have more visits to your site, you're going to have more leads. If you're going to have more leads, more people will know what your business is, and you may get more patients. So that they can have more patients. Okay, so this is, you get this, you copy paste it, and then you go back here, tanggalin mo na to, delete, and then you can put this over here. Okay? Tapos next, what I can do for you, so let's say writer ka, tapos you want to showcase your blog posts, pwede mo siyang i-drop dito, tapos ililink mo na lang siya. So for example, I have a copywriting portfolio. So I already have a copywriting portfolio. So this is all in Google Docs. So what I will do is I'm going to screenshot a certain portion of this. Okay. And then you can upload it. You can upload it and then drag it here. Tapos, because it's a blog post, you can just add a link to whatever Google Doc that is. But that's if you're a writer. Now, let's say you want to be a designer, right? So you can easily put all your work here. So I already have some of my sample works. So these are some things that I've done for clients. You just screenshot it and then you just paste it here. Ayan. Okay, and then same thing, like if you already have work that you've done, you put that in the other section. So samples of my work. So let's say it's this. And let's say, I'm just starting, I don't have all this work. Gumawa ka, kung magaling ka mag-design, okay, gumawa ka ng ganito, tapos kumuha ka lang ng parang a stock image of somebody to create a social media post. Or for example, for this one, yung client ko, she has a YouTube channel. So I created for her YouTube thumbnails. So you can ask a friend who has a YouTube channel or a relative who has a YouTube channel or is starting one, tas gumawa ka rin ng sample works mo. Kahit hindi mo pa siya client per se. Tapos i-post mo lang siya dyan. When I was starting, I applied first as a copywriter kahit wala pa akong posts wala pa akong emails na nagagawa for clients. So, ang ginawa ko is I went to this website. It's called mild.com. So I went to the website and then I checked out all the emails here. And then I got inspiration from them. Tapos, gumawa ako ng sarili kong email. Okay? Pretending that I'm selling something. Tapos yun ang nilagay ko sa aking portfolio. And this portfolio, even if it's just on a simple Google Doc, it has given me clients all the time. Like it's so simple, but it gives me clients all the time. So that's what you can do. So if you're a designer, you can do this. And if you're a writer, you can also put the document, or you say, please check out my copy work here. You can add a button here. So you just right click, you press link, and then you can add your Google Doc button. Pero this one, it's book a complimentary consultation. So that is this one. So after you create this account, what you do is you link this to that link when you finally set up your account, if that makes sense. So how website pages are designed is it looks like this. Para lang siyang presentation. Pero with each section, meron kang book a complimentary consultation. Para yung client mo, kapag masaya na siya dito sa part na to, can easily book here. So always remember, if you get this template, you just link it to your Calendly account. Okay? So for me, for example, my Calendly account is this. So once you create one, you're going to have a landing page sa Calendly. It's going to look like this. So since I'm only using the free account and free is good enough, ganito yung itsura niya. So you get that link and then you copy paste it over here. Okay, you just right click, go to link and then insert. Tapos once you're done with and client testimonials also. So let's say wala ka pa kang clients but you want to start working. What you do is you either find a client online who is willing to give you free work or you find a friend who is willing to work with you. For example, may friend ka, meron siyang siomai na business. So ang gagawin mo, gagawa ka ng simple poster for their business. Tapos yung person na yon magbibigay siya ng client testimonial. So you can add your client testimonial screenshots here, your other services. So what else can you do? So for example, you are a designer but you can also do blog writing. And then you can also do basic video editing. And then you can also write and schedule emails. Okay? So your process, ikaw na bahala mag-edit na to dito, pero this is my process. So my process is I first ask the client to book a complimentary consultation with me. So you can link this as well. So right click lang and link it again to your Calendly. Tapos after siya mag-book ng call, magpapadala ako ng proposal via email. So I don't give my price agad. Okay, I made that mistake when I was first starting out. When I was first starting out, my client said, how much do you charge? Sabi ko, $600. Tapos sabi ni client, oh, okay, kailangan ko kasi ganto. So parang hindi na ako nakabuelo. Nasabi ko na yung price ko eh. So, lesson learned, ask muna kung anong mga kailangan niya, i-itemize mo, tapos tsaka mo na lang tsaka ka na lang magbigay ng proposal via email. Tapos mag-follow up ka kung nakita niya. Next is, should you decide to move forward, we can set up another onboarding call. So, syempre, if you get a client, your client is going to give you access to the website or sa Instagram niya or sa Facebook niya. So, all of this will happen during the onboarding call. Okay? Then, the last part is let's work. You can contact me, leave your email here, and again, link this to your Calendly account. Okay? So, quick recap. I will give this to you in the chat at the end of the session. But you can also, if you don't like this format, I made it super simple para hindi ka na mag-overthink. Kasi alam ko, a lot of you will overthink. You can change the colors if you like. So this is black. You can make it this color. You can make it this color, whatever. You can change colors. You can change the font if you like. But I made it this simple para you can easily use it and then hindi ka na mag-overthink. So, once natapos mo na to, okay, once you complete it and you already have links to everything, to your Calendly link, where they can book a call with you, you can publish your website. So, you just click publish, and then it's going to give you your own URL. Maglagay ka lang ng name mo, tapos nakalagay doon my.canvasite.com. So, that link, that's what you're going to send clients if your client asks for a portfolio. Okay? So, quick recap. Bago ka gumawa ng portfolio, what you first need to do is, you need to be clear who you are and what do you do, sino bang sinaserve mo, Okay, I already gave chat GPT prompts dun sa template mismo. Next is, how will people contact you? So, for people to contact you, they're not going to email you. Typically, they want to talk to you. They want to know trustworthy ba to? Kasi sa email, parang you'll end up calling each other anyway. So, might as well create a Calendly link. So, you create a Calendly account first, then you get the link to this page. Tapos, I already have a full tutorial on this. Then, once you have that link, tapos meron ka ng konting works, you can start creating your own portfolio website. Okay, I'm going to have a more in-detailed tutorial about this on YouTube so that you can easily follow along step by step. But before anything else, you have to do some work. So even if you don't have some clients yet, if you don't have client testimonials yet, for example, you can delete this page. Okay? And then just mag-mock ano ka lang, mock work ka lang. So if you have, yung kapitbahay nyo may siomai shop, kahit hindi nang kayo nag-uusap, gawan mo lang siya ng simple poster selling siomai, and then you can post it here in your profile. Okay? But never ever steal other people's work. Kasi kung hindi ka man ma-call out ngayon, pwede ka ma-call out later on. Alright? Okay, so once you finish your editing this, you will get a link to this, and then this is what you are going to share to your client. So for example, let's get the public view link, create public view link. If you get the public view link, your client is going to see this. Yan. Okay? And if they're interested, they will click this button and they will contact you. Okay, so we're done with that. Okay, so let's have a short 5-minute break before we move to our next presenter. Rika will be the one to present. Quick note lang, guys, wala ako next week sa Saturday, but so we will move the session sa Sunday. So I hope you guys can still come, or if not, there will be replays anyway. Pero mas maganda if, you join live. So we'll move it on Sunday and we'll give you an email about it also. So, yon. So, wala tayo sa Saturday, next week, Sunday na ulit. Okay, so Rika, you can start na.
So hi guys, let's just have a quick reminder sa mga hindi pa nakakasali sa Google Classroom. Just type in the class code, nasa chat box na din para makasali kayo. So you can have access sa presentation, sa recording ng masterclass, saka when you want to submit your assignments. So don't forget to leave a review on our FB page if you want to receive a certificate. You can also include it in your portfolio. So now, let's discuss how AI is changing freelancing. So kung mapapansin nyo, most companies, lalo na yung tech companies, they're adding AI sa mga products or systems nila. Madami na ding AI tools ngayon. So yung mga clients minsan nagtatanong sila, marunong ka ba gumamit ng AI tools? Some of them, they even use AI to help them hire freelancers. So, minsan yung AI na yung magre-review or mag-approve na application mo. Kasi, mostly sa mga job posts, madaming nag-a-apply. So, sometimes din, dahil nga marami na AI na lumalabas, minsan din nakaka-experience na lay-off kasi they got replaced by AI. So, minsan, nagka-cut cost na yung mga companies. Kesa mag-hire ng writer, they'll just use AI to write their blogs. So, may mga bagong job roles na din. Katulad ng AI prompt engineers, AI specialists. So, madami na ding companies na naghahanap ng mga freelancers na magaling gumamit ng AI. So, how can you stand out? By having a personal brand. So, dito, let's just reflect. Like, you can make a list. Ano ba yung mga what are you good at? Ano ba yung mga kaya mo gawin? Ano ba yung gusto mong itry? Like, gusto mong mag-SEO, gusto mong maging e-commerce VA, gusto mong maging social media VA. So, mag-brainstorm ka lang, ano kaya mga pwede kong i-offer? Sino kaya mga pwede kong maging clients? So, example, if mag-change ka ng career from corpo to VA, like dati kang accountant, so ano kayang pwede? Kung anong klaseng VA ka pwede? So, pwede ka maging bookkeeper. Or kaya kunyari, from BPO ka, magta-transition ka, mag-VA ka, pwede mag-start ka as a cold caller. Pwede customer support. So, pwede yung mga transferable skills mo, like, isip, ano ba yung mga transferable skills ko? May mga connections ba ako? Like, kunyari, may mga kilala akong business owners. So, pwede ko sila offer ng services. Like, sabihin ko lang sa network ko, hi, I'm starting as a VA. Like, meron ba ditong need ng, help sa admin, need help sa social media. So, yun yung mga pwede, no? So, what are you passionate about? What can you offer that can get you paid? Like, example, nag-brainstorm na tayo. Like, sabihin mo, I think I'm good at writing. Gusto ko talaga mag-design. Tingin ko pwede ko i-offer social media management. So, pwede kang maging social media VA. So, ask yourself, what drives you to be a VA? Ano bang motivation mo? Your biggest why? What are your values ba? What do you want clients to remember or feel when they work with you? Do you want to be seen as trustworthy, loyal, proactive? What makes your services unique or special? Why would the client choose you over someone else? Do you make their life easier or better? What kind of VA are you? So, example, yun nga, katulad ng example kanina, gusto mo maging social media VA. So, you want to assist clients by managing their social media accounts. So, clients, ano ba na-feel ng clients? Clients feel relieved. Like, they trust you. Share nila yung mga login sila ng accounts nila. Tapos, ikaw yung mag-manage ng social media accounts. So, you help them by showing up online, diba, increase visibility, awareness. So, nasolve mo yung marketing problems nila. So, since nakapag-isip tayo, example nga, gusto nating maging social media BA, you can use this I help statement. I help type of client with specific service so they can desired result. So, example, ang napili nating client, real estate agents. I help real estate agents with social media management so they can get more leads online. So, if you're a beginner, like, di ka pa naman confident na makakatulong ka magkaroon ng madaming leads si client. So you can use this. I support, diba, type of client, small business owners with day-to-day admin, yung type of service, yun, and content tasks while learning and growing in the online space. So, know who you want to attract. So, yun, diba, nakapag-design na tayo kung anong gusto nating maging VA. So, dito na yung paano tayo makakapag-connect sa target or ideal clients natin. Like, gusto mo ba mag-work sa mga big companies or mga startups? Gusto mo ba yung mga client na formal or laid back, yung chill lang? Or gusto mo ba, they want to work with coaches or creatives? They want to be seen as friendly, helpful, or confident. So, mag-isip ka na lang, ganun, ano kayang brand personality ko? Ano kaya yung voice ko? Tapos, it will help you using, when you choose a brand voice, yun, you can use it everywhere. Like, pag nagpo-post ka, next po. So, here's an example. Si Frank Kern, pag nakikita mo yung content niya, mapapansin mo, mahilig siya gumamit ng memes, funny siya, laid back, chill lang. Ganun yung brand personality niya. Kung i-compare mo naman siya kay Gary V, si Gary V, pag nanonood ka ng mga videos niya, parang napansin mo, galit ba si Gary V? Diba? Kasi sumisigaw siya, tapos minsan, gumagamit siya ng bad words. You can see how different they are, diba? Magkaiba yung branding nila, and they attract different audience. So, yun, parang naisip mo, ano kayang, branding ko. So, personal branding is uniquely you. It's your chance to show your personality through your content. So now, sa designing naman ng visual branding, diba nag-reflect na tayo, gusto natin i-offer, clients na gusto natin i-serve. It's time naman design a visual brand that will help us create digital assets. So, yung colors mo, like, di ko pa sure ano kayang colors na pipiliin ko. You can use color psychology. Example, you want to communicate to your target clients that you're trustworthy, competent, and they can expect loyalty from you. So, you can choose the color blue. So, color blue, yun din yung pinaka mostly favorite color ng mga tao. So, you don't need naman na reinvent the wheel. Like, kung napili mo color blue, ano kaya yung mga colors na complement sa color blue? So, sa online, you can just find color palette generators, katulad nga ng Adobe Color, to get the perfect color combinations. Kapag naka-decide ka na ng colors na gusto mo gamitin, you can go to Canva, tapos pili ka lang ng mga templates doon to create a brand kit. You no need naman to overthink, kahit simpleng branding lang, para lang makapag-post ka sa mga social media, sa profile mo. Tapos pwede mo naman to baguhin anytime, like kunyari, magkaroon ka na ng clients, gusto mo na baguhin, ayaw mo na gamitin yung color blue, gusto mo na gamitin color green, pwede ka mag-rebrand anytime. Mag-share na rin lang din ako sa Google Classroom ng more resources about branding. So naman, ito example ng great branding. Si Chris Do ng The Future, kung makikita mo, he uses a lot of blue. Saka marami din siyang content about branding. So, you can check him out kung gusto pa matuto about branding and handling clients. Another example, si Edgy Katrina. If you search sa Google ng graphic designer, yung Instagram niya yung unang lalabas. Kasi nag-show up siya sa first page ng Google, it means she gets a lot of traffic. So, more traffic means more potential clients. So, yun, nakatulong din talaga yung branding para makita kapag nag-search yung client, like naghanap siya ng graphic designer, naghanap siya ng social media. If yung page mo nakikita sa Google, diba, it gets more leads sa'yo, more traffic. Now, gaining experience as a newbie. Diba, kung nag-isip ka na, gagawa ka na ng portfolio, pero wala ka pang experience, wala ka pa namang client. So, pwede yung katulong paggawa ng mock-up, or kung gusto mo, maghanap ng pro bono client. So, mostly pro bono is, nag-offer ka ng services mo. Like, example, gusto mo mag-manage ng mga social media. Maghanap ka ng client na offeran mo ng social media management. So, pro bono means you do a free job to help someone. So, pag naghanap ng pro bono clients, pwede ka pumunta sa mga communities like FB groups. Like, gusto mo mag-serve ng real estate agents, doctors, dentists. Punta ka lang sa mga groups na saan sila tumatambay, tapos pwede ka dun mag-post, sasabihin mo, I'm offering my services, say, hi, I'm a new VA building my portfolio, I want to help you with social media. Tapos ang exchange lang is bibigyan ka nila ng feedback or testimonial. So, pag pro bono, pwede kahit ikaw bahala kung ilang weeks, pero preferably 1 to 2 weeks offer mo yung services mo. Like, ikaw bahala ilang hours ba yan, or by project ba yan. Just don't work 1 month for free, okay? Mostly 1 to 2 weeks lang. Tapos after 1 to 2 weeks, himingi ka na ng feedback or testimonial. Like, pwede written, or magpo-post sila ng review sa page mo, or kung makakahingi ka ng video na pwede mo ilagay sa portfolio mo, just don't forget to ask a review. So, yan. Ito example sa Reddit, may nag-post, pro bono virtual assistant. Like, ayun, pwede ka mag-post yan sa FB group, sa Reddit, kahit saan ng mga may communities. Or kaya yun sa network mo din, kung may mga kilala kang business owners, pwede mo may offer yung services mo for free. Yan, internships. Like, kunyari, kung hindi mo feel mag-pro bono, like ayaw mo pa naman mag-serve ng clients, pwede ka namang mag-apply sa mga social media agencies or sa ibang freelancers or sa ibang company. So, mostly sa internships, para siyang training. So, parang kang trainee. May mentor ka, tinuturuan ka, pero gumagawa ka na din ng mga tasks. So, nagkakaroon ka ng experience. Yan, ito example, like, pwede ka sumali din sa mga FB groups na naghahanap ng interns. Yung internship alert yan, mga madami yan. So, mostly sa internships, diba sa pro bono ikaw nag-offer, sa internships, ikaw yung nag-apply sa mga organization, companies. So, you're getting help. Minsan nagbibigay yung mga ibang internships, nagbibigay sila ng allowance or minsan free talaga. Bibigyan ka na lang nila ng certificate. So, yan. So, for your assignment, create a brand kit. So, yun nga, punta ka lang sa Canva, pumili ka lang ng kahit anong brand kit doon, tapos baguhin mo yung colors, and then, sa pang-assignment is optimize your profile.
And also, I forgot to add, if you can create na rin your portfolio, kung kaya mo. Kung hindi pa, you can start looking for pro bono clients or kahit yung mga friends mo na business owners, you can easily ask them to na ikaw yung gagawa ng post nila for the day. Tapos, ilalagay mo lang yun sa portfolio mo. Don't wait na wala ka pang client kaya hindi ka na magsa-start. Or wala ka pang nakuha internship or pro bono kaya hindi ka muna magsa-start. Kahit ikaw lang kusa, you can create something. Kunwari, meron kang pretend business. Gusto mo magtayo ng wine shop. E di gumawa ka ng mga sample posts, marketing your wine shop, or magtingin ka sa Pinterest. So, Pinterest is an app. Kung wala ka pa nun, you can check advertisements. Tapos, pwede mo siyang i-emulate. Tapos, gawin mo siyang part of your portfolio. Just don't copy kasi people will find out and people will call you out on it. Okay, so next, Rika.
So yun guys, sa gusto mo pumili pa ng freelancer kit, just go to our link. Yeah, next week, we'll be discussing how to identify your ideal clients, how to create content that attracts clients, saka lead generation tips sa Sunday.
Sunday next week, so that's August 3. So sa lead generation tips, tuturuan namin kayo kasi freelancing is a numbers game. So let's say you reach out to 200 people, tapos 20 ang nag-reply. Dalawa lang makakuha mo from that. So we're gonna show you how to get as many leads as possible para, alam mo yon, by the end of 30 days, may client ka na or kahit dalawa pa yan. Okay? So, yung free portfolio natin, I'll just drop it in the chat. Yung link para makapag-start na kayo. Any questions? We'll leave the chat open or you can raise your hand and we can answer them right now. Okay, if there's no questions, we'll just see you guys next week, or you can also ask your questions in the Google Classroom so we can answer there. Okay. Sige, if nobody has any more questions, we can end this call and we'll just send you guys an announcement to the replay. Thank you, everyone.